All right, welcome, y'all. Okay, so we all know how this works. We have one new party today, Jamie. If you would like to ask a question, raise your hand by tapping that bottom right hand, and you'll come up on stage and you can ask me. Now, if there are no questions by 8:05, the room will close. So I look forward to helping y'all. Welcome. Megan and Jamie are the two new party hats. Marsha, Destiny, Amber, Maureen, Nicole, Megan, Whitney, Risa. Welcome. So I'll go on mute and I'll wait for someone to raise their hand. Maureen?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, sorry, I've never used this before. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. How may I be of assistance?
My question is for insurance companies. Is there a way to like find out, depending on like your state, how much each insurance company will reimburse for services, or do you have to go to like each individual company?
Yes, it's an individual thing. And even for example, if you had a friend that was accepting a certain insurance, the rate that they give you that they're receiving may not even be the rate that you are offered as well. So it varies.
Gotcha. And so, I only have experience with one insurance company so far, UMR.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first contracted with them, it was like they're like, we pay this rate only, and you have to wait a year to like kind of ask for it to be increased.
Mm-hmm.
Are there ways around that, or is that typically standard for most insurance companies?
That's what they'll say to you. But if you know how to kind of suss them out and see
Hmm.
what the goals are in their company, then you can possibly ask for more.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Megan, do you want to come on stage? You're asking, how did I set my rate? I have a whole short course on that. It's the short course. It's intricate because there are multiple things to consider and understand when it comes to setting your rates that SLPs don't really think about. Um, I would recommend using or purchasing the short course to understand how to truly set your rates. All right, so it's 8:04. We got 1 minute. If you have a question, tap that bottom right hand so that you can actually come on stage and ask like Maureen did. Hello, Regina, Ebony, Tanya, Lorraine, Kinsey, April. Nice to see you all. 8:05. There are no questions. Y'all know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Here comes the rain.
Hey Nash, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Okay. My question is, I have a client who has Champ VA, and they require you to send an EOB with the claim, right? So the first claim I sent, of course I don't have an EOB. They send back something that says zero like covered, but it's open access and it's 100% covered. Has that happened to you before? And I just don't know.
Champ VA, that is a government insurance?
Yes.
Okay. And they're asking you to send an EOB, so are they the secondary?
They're the only they're the only one for the client.
So how would you get an EOB to send to them?
My point exactly. So that's why I was like, I don't understand how they want me to send an EOB when you clearly have to have one. I don't know.
I would check and make sure that the COB, make sure the coordination of benefits reflects that Champ VA is primary, because there may be something showing that they are secondary if they're asking you for an EOB.
Oh, okay. And then I would just have to call them back to clarify that, right?
Yeah, you would call and ask them. But what may need to happen is the family may have to call and make it official that they don't have any other insurance, and they will have to edit that file or that profile.
Okay. And until then, I would just keep billing the client as out of network if that information is incorrect with Champ VA, correct?
Billing them is out of network. So are you an in-network provider for that insurance?
No, but it's considered open access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it kind of sounds like how TRICARE operates, in a way. So what I would probably do is I would just give that family the heads up that this is what's happening. And then if you're still getting that kind of kickback from the insurance company, even after the family does what they're supposed to do, and if they don't, they're now responsible private pay wise, I would say, for the visits. But I wouldn't submit anything else until you get that clarified.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Kalanda says she's had a similar situation with an insurance that a child was on an additional plan and the mother thought they were removed from it. So yep, it's along the lines of there being the thoughts of there being a primary insurance.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks, Kalanda, too. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so nobody else? We're done. Man, last week y'all had me for a good hour. And here in an open room for the course colleagues, y'all see why I don't have these open rooms, these public rooms. It doesn't translate to me being able to help folks because they don't even realize that they need help.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
So hopefully in the next few months, I'm going to end up being dual certified as a BCBA.
Mm-hmm.
What recommendations, or is there something specifically in one of your courses that you recommend in order to navigate insurance and like having the dual credential and how to bill for both
Well, I
or
know
one
with
or the other?
ABA,
Hmm.
it would be 100. Like the course teaches you foundational information.
Okay.
So if as long as you know how to find the codes that are associated with the skills that you are using in your therapeutic interventions, you'll be able to navigate how all of that works together. Um, do you know the codes that are associated with BCBAs?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, well, that would then probably be, I'm sure there's an association that you all have, just like ASHA is for us, that um, would be able to provide you with information regarding that. I know
Okay.
personally for me, if I were to decide that I wanted to build behavior, I
Hmm.
would just go to our Medicaid handbook and see what all the codes are that they have quote unquote approved and start my research from there.
Awesome.
Because typically Medicaid, they outline and identify the codes that are going to be regularly reimbursed. So that's it. I would begin there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Whitney asks, why y'all don't want to come up to the stage? Did I start off mobile? I did. I definitely did. All right. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Jamie's raising her hand. Welcome, Jamie. You're muted. So if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Sorry.
It's okay.
Rookie mistake.
It's all good. Welcome.
Thanks. So I am going to take the test tonight to see if your short course for billing and coding is appropriate or if I need to wait for the other one. No. If the insurance verification one is appropriate or if I need
Yeah.
to wait for the billing and coding one to open back up. But one of the issues that we ran into recently was my remote biller missed a pre-auth.
Mm,
And the family had reached out to the insurance company and they said that we could enter a retro date for the pre-auth and that, everything would be processed.
mm-hmm.
Um, so the insurance company actually reached out to me and we went through all the dates. They said it was going to, be resubmitted through. Well, they never did it. So then my biller called in, and the second person she talked to said that you can never submit a retro for the pre-auth. So this past week, I did some legwork and found a piece of paper that you have to actually fill out and mail in. And I guess so my question is like, do insurance companies actually retro those pre-auths and pay the bill, or is this just like a wasted process?
It depends on the insurance company. I know for
Okay.
example, like Blue Cross Blue Shield, or some of the Blue, not even all of them. Some of the Blue Cross Blue Shields accept retro auths. Other, for example, our Medicaid here, if you see that child before getting an authorization, count it's all gone, money out the
Mm-hmm.
window. Like you're not getting anything for that. Um, do you know who you spoke to that said that you can do the retro?
No, I wish I would have took
Okay.
better notes on that phone call, unfortunately.
Well,
So
considering the fact that the family reached out and someone actually reached out to you as the provider, I would put the family back on the job to figure out who that person was and get information from them, possibly in writing, or
okay.
get something from them that's concrete about the process of them allowing retro auths.
Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe it has to be documented in their system somewhere since they called me, but
Hmm. Yeah, I maybe it's a part of their. I don't know if you all can, well, you said it's something that you can mail in that they have written down, so it's allowed somehow in the policy in general, right?
yeah, I assume. I mean, based on this form that I found,
Mm-hmm.
it said like if you're going to do the retro, it needed to be mailed in. It could not be accepted by fax.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually just printed it off this past week and mailed it to them. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
that the snail mail helps it
Well, that
process.
should do the trick if they have it written on paper in that way, because otherwise you can challenge. And I would challenge if for some reason they denied it and said no, they don't, they don't allow it. But I have this right here on paper, black and white, that says that you do, and you deny me. Oh, it's going to be a fight. So I'm
Okay.
like,
Sounds good.
awesome.
Thanks.
You're welcome. When the billing course open up again? um, in March sometime. April, you just missed it. It was just open 2 weeks ago. What happened? Um, just know that if you do decide to join in March, be aware of the time that's on that email. Tanya, why y'all don't want to come up on stage? So Tanya's asking, how do you screen your parents? Lately, I've been running into flaky ones doing bedtime routines with my kids. So, oh, okay. All right. So, like Zoolander for kids that can't read good. Um, screening. I think screening begins with you identifying who your ideal client is. Once you identify who that person is, what their behaviors look like, that's like there are a number of processes or things within my screening process. Like people have asked me to sell just that part of the course independently, kind of like I do like the short courses, but there's no way for me to really do that because the screening process, everything before it and everything after it is still a part of my screening process. So there are a number of things that I do, but I would say for you to begin identifying who your ideal client is and what their behaviors look like is how you begin screening for your ideal client or begin screening your parents in general. So I know who my ideal client is. My ideal client behaves very similar to me when it comes to my medical situations, and I screen and create systems that only allows those people to shine through and be able to access me. All right. It's all quiet. Cool beans. Good. All right.
I have another
Going one.
question, if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
So we just noticed when we were like reconciling things at the end of the year that in October, um, Capital Blue Cross and Highmark had both dropped their reimbursement rates.
Mm-hmm.
But we never received anything in writing, like in the mail to us on that. We obviously just picked it up on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to notify us, or is there a way for us to contact them to get that rate back up? Um,
It's your contract.
okay.
In your contract, because Blue Cross Blue Shield, like this is what they do. Um, some other companies do this as well. But oftentimes, if it's based on, for example, the Medicare rate and the Medicare rate drops, so if
Mm-hmm.
your rate is based on Medicare and it's a percentage of Medicare, then they're following their contract by dropping your rate to whatever it is that you're being paid because of what changed with Medicare. Even sometimes within the contract itself, it may specifically state that these rates are subject to change. So it's dependent on the contract that you have, and if you don't like it, um, there's two things: negotiate or leave. And if they don't negotiate with you, you just gotta leave. Um, yeah, that's where we are when it comes to these situations.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but Blue Cross Blue Shield is definitely known for dropping your rate and even raising it because my Blue Cross Blue Shield rate is the eval rate has gone up like 20%, though the therapy rate has dropped.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to us too, if I remember correctly, without looking at my paper. But the
Yeah.
eval went up, but the treatment went down.
Yeah. Yep. It happens. All right. Cool beans. It's 8:19. Oh, and Whitney's coming up. Hello, Whitney. Nice to have you. You're on mute. There you
Hi,
are.
sorry about that.
It's all
So,
good.
okay, I did have a quick question. So, I'm just starting off. I began like seeing clients in January. I have two private pay clients, and I'm mobile, and I only kind of want to do like early intervention, maybe like 9 to 3, because do have a 6 month old. So, I dropped a few marketing folders off at a few daycares, and I haven't heard back. How would you follow up? Would you follow up like via email, or would you bring maybe like packets for parents, or how would you do that? Or would
um,
you not even like market daycares? I do plan to market pediatricians when I get approved with insurances. So
well, when you drop them off, a part of marketing too is making connections with key folks within that company. So I would be following up with the person who I kind of targeted. Did you target anybody at all?
Yeah, and I did get like business cards, and one daycare told me that she sent it out to parents. But like the other two that I got the card and emailed, no one like I haven't heard back from them.
Mm-hmm. And it also, don't be surprised if it's private pay, that you may not get as much as a response as you're looking for. Um, because that's just the economy that we're kind of moving in, right? So you can do what you do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a response at all, especially if you've spoken to the person that you gave the information to, and they've done something with it, and you're just waiting to see if parents are going to respond and ask for your services.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah, but as others may know, like, I don't market at all anymore. Like, I feel in my area, um, marketing doesn't work for me because my face showing up to locations, and I don't feel like they receive me well. So I just let parents do my marketing, and that usually stems from really my evaluations are a marketing tool. And when parents find me on Google and the services that I provide to them and the phone call that I have with them, they go back and tell their physicians about me. So I don't really do any marketing per se directly. I'm just make myself easily found in SEO so that parents can find me and then have them do the work. And I don't ask them to, but that's just what happens. Kalanda. Yes, SEO is very important. Um, yep, Destiny's agreeing that the economy and private pay, and Destiny's in California for those. And I believe, Whitney, you're here in Georgia too, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually in Chamblee.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, all over it's getting pretty rough.
Yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield. They told me they're not taking any applicants right now in my area.
Ooh, ooh. And that's a big one here. Well, maybe you'll get into the course and then you'll look at the negotiations workshop and you'll be able to figure out how to get in. Cause uh
Okay, I didn't consider that just because I'm not credentialed with any, but if that will help, I'll definitely look look into that for sure. Thanks.
yeah, so a part of the negotiations workshop is also learning when, companies say, "Oh, our network is closed. We're not taking any more." For example, here, Cigna has been saying, having that was their story for the last 10 years. Um, but then I got interested and wanting to kind of do a little bit more in showing you how to get into the networks. I was able to get offered a contract. I still haven't taken them up on a contract that they've offered me. Um, but yeah, just I did that for fun. I really don't have an interest in Cigna at all, but I just knew if you could present it in a certain way, they're going to open their network. Their network is going to magically open. And I was able to get them to do that, and that's what I taught you or have taught in the negotiations workshop. And that's worked for actually a couple more insurance companies, but
Is that a separate course or is that the big course that you offer that will resume in March?
yeah, it's within the comprehensive course, so it's been added
Okay.
to the full course.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Almost all networks are closed in my area. That's fine. I'm gonna probably get in. Yeah, you know what the tricks are to get in there. Just present that information. All right, cool beans. So 8:26. Oh, you've been prowling. Okay, gotcha. Understood. All right, well, thank you guys for joining. And hey, Angela, Carla, Jenny. I don't ever know if I'm saying your name correctly. Tanisha, Kenzie. Let's see. Correct me. What is it?
It's Tanija.
Tanija. Jeez and breeze. Okay, let me look at it.
Yep, I was just telling you how to say my name. I didn't have a question.
Oh, okay. Probably gonna have to remind me again, but Tanija. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Thank you. All right, you guys are welcome. Cool beans. Later, Gators.